Imagine being the best basketball player in the world, fresh off another historic NBA season, and still finding yourself in danger of coming up short on the international stage. That's exactly where Nikola Jokic stands right now. He's been nothing short of spectacular at EuroBasket 2025, putting up numbers that feel ripped straight out of a video game. Yet Serbia's golden opportunity to capture European glory is quietly hanging by a thread. The problem? It's not Jokic. It's everything around him. EuroBasket has always been more than just another tournament. It's where legends carve their names into stone. From Pau Gasol's dominance with Spain to Dirk Nowitzki carrying Germany on his back, the event has defined careers and shifted narratives. And in 2025, it's back with a vengeance. Running from late August through mid-September, this year's edition is a battle royale for European supremacy. The talent pool is absolutely loaded, the crowds are rabid, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Serbia entered as one of the favorites, landing in Group A alongside Turkey, Portugal, Latvia, the Czech Republic, and Estonia. On paper, it looked like smooth sailing. Jokic is a three-time NBA MVP, the kind of player who bends the laws of basketball itself. The roster is filled with NBA talent and EuroLeague veterans, and for a nation that lives and breathes basketball, the expectation was clear: nothing short of gold would do. At first glance, things look great. Serbia is undefeated through 3 games. Jokic is averaging around 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, while shooting at absurd efficiency. Just days ago, he dropped a national team career-high 39 points against Latvia, a performance so dominant it had fans and commentators shaking their heads in disbelief. Serbia has the best player in the world, playing some of the best basketball of his life. So why does it feel like something isn't right? Game 1 against Estonia was supposed to be a tone setter, and it absolutely was. Serbia came out swinging, blasting Estonia 98-64 in what became the largest margin of victory in the country's EuroBasket history. From the opening tip, the outcome was never in doubt. Jokic barely had to break a sweat, finishing with 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists in just 23 minutes. A casual, near triple-double that felt like a warm-up jog. The real story? Balance. Miami Heat forward Nikola Jokic poured in 18 points, and the rest of the rotation contributed with energy, ball movement, and unselfish play. For that night, Serbia looked like a complete team destined for greatness. But then came Portugal, and suddenly, the cracks beneath the surface began to show. The final score read 80-69, another double-digit win. On paper, it looked comfortable, but the game flow told a different story. Serbia turned the ball over 12 times in the first half alone, gifting Portugal life they never should have had. Jokic had to personally score 13 straight points in the third quarter just to stop the bleeding. He finished with 23 points on 8 of 10 shooting. His efficiency bordering on absurd. Yet the bigger takeaway wasn't how great Jokic was. It was how much Serbia needed him to bail them out. Even worse, their captain and emotional leader, Bogdan Bogdanovic, went down with a hamstring injury in the first half and never returned. Bogdan isn't just another scorer. He's the guy who takes pressure off Jokic, who steadies the ship when things get shaky. Losing him left a gaping hole in Serbia's identity. And then there was Filipa Petrusev, supposed to be a key rotation big. He lost his composure just 5 minutes into the Portugal game. After getting tangled with an opponent, Petrusev threw a punch and was ejected. In a tournament where composure and discipline mean everything, his lapse left Serbia shorthanded for the rest of the game. He did bounce back with a solid showing against Latvia, but the moment raised serious questions about Serbia's mental toughness. If the Portugal game raised concerns, the Latvia matchup set off alarm bells. Latvia, playing in front of 11,000 screaming fans in Riga, was supposed to be overwhelmed. Serbia controlled much of the game, at one point leading by 16. But every time Jokic sat, the home team pounced. In the fourth quarter, Latvia outscored Serbia 24-7, cutting the lead all the way down to 4 with under 2 minutes to play. Davis Bertans nailed a clutch 3. The arena shook, Serbia was rattled, and suddenly the outcome of a game they'd led comfortably was hanging in the balance. That's when Jokic, yet again, had to transform into Superman. He buried a massive three of his own, steadied the nerves with clutch free throws, and carried Serbia to the finish line. His final stat line: 39 points on 15 for 26 shooting. It was the highest scoring game of his national team career. Without every single one of those points, Serbia probably loses. That's the problem. When Jokic plays, Serbia looks like a world beater. When he rests, they collapse. Against Portugal, they went 6 straight minutes without a single field goal while he was on the bench. Against Latvia, their 16-point cushion vanished in the blink of an eye when he sat down. In short, Serbia can't function without him. And in a long, grueling tournament, that's a recipe for disaster. If Serbia's issues are worrying, Turkey's rise is terrifying. While Serbia was sweating out a 4-point escape against Latvia, Turkey was dismantling Portugal, the same Portugal team that had given Serbia fits, by 41 points. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Alperen Sengun, Houston Rockets star and one of the fastest rising big men in the world, poured in 20 points with ease. But here's the difference. He didn't have to do everything. Shane Larkin added 12 points and 4 steals. Furkan Korkmaz chipped in another dozen. Sadie Osman contributed on both ends. Everyone stepped up. Turkey's first 3 games tell the story. They opened by taking down Latvia by 20, silencing the same home crowd that nearly toppled Serbia. They followed with a dominant win over the Czech Republic, where Sengun flirted with a triple-double on 8 for 9 shooting. Then came the 41-point demolition of Portugal. Through 3 games, Turkey has outscored opponents by an average of 25 points per contest. They're shooting over 60% from the field as a team, suffocating opponents with defense and spreading the scoring load across 5 different players in double figures. Serbia, meanwhile, has an average winning margin of just 16 points, and that number is inflated by the Estonia blowout. Remove that, and they're scraping by with a margin closer to 7. The contrast couldn't be sharper. Turkey looks balanced, disciplined, and composed. Serbia looks like Jokic and 4 guys hoping he saves the day. That sets up what might be the most anticipated showdown of the tournament: Serbia versus Turkey on September 3rd. On one side, Jokic, the reigning king of world basketball. On the other, Sengun, the heir apparent, who has been compared to Jokic for his playmaking, vision, and versatility. Both are centers who play like point guards, bending defenses with their unique skill sets. But the difference lies in the burden they carry. Jokic has to do everything. Sengun doesn't. For Turkey, if Sengun scores 20 and sits the 4th quarter, no problem. His teammates pick up the slack. For Serbia, if Jokic isn't dropping 30+ and playing heavy minutes, disaster looms. And that's exactly what Turkey's head coach, Ergin Ataman, is likely planning for. A 3-time EuroLeague champion, Ataman knows the formula. Load up on Jokic, force the ball into someone else's hands, and dare Serbia's role players to deliver in crunch time. Given what we've seen so far, that's a bet he'd happily take. The wings could decide it. Serbia's perimeter players will have to hold their own against Turkey's deadly trio of Osman, Larkin, and Korkmaz. The 3-point shooting from guys like Guduric, Avramovic, and Dobric gave Serbia hope against Latvia, but consistency has been missing. Without it, the pressure on Jokic only multiplies. This isn't just about one game. It's about Serbia's identity as a team. For years, they've had the talent to compete with the best, but have often come up short on the biggest stages. Now they have Jokic in his prime, a generational talent, arguably the best player on the planet. The opportunity is there to cement Serbia as Europe's undisputed powerhouse. But opportunities like this don't last forever. And if Serbia can't figure out how to function without Jokic doing everything, their golden chance could slip away. The Jokic problem isn't that he's too good. It's that his brilliance hides how flawed the rest of the team has been. When your best player has to score 39 points just to beat Latvia, it's not sustainable. No matter how great he is, no one wins championships alone. History proves it. Dirk needed support from Chris Common and the German role players during his EuroBasket runs. Pau had his brother Mark, Rudy Fernandez, and a stacked Spanish roster. Even the U.S. Dream Teams are never about just one star. Basketball at this level is always a team game. Serbia's immediate task is clear: beat the Czech Republic, fine-tune the rotation, and head into the Turkey clash with momentum. But make no mistake, the September 3rd matchup isn't just for Group A supremacy. It's a litmus test for Serbia's championship viability. If Jokic has to drop another 35+ just to keep them afloat, it'll be a troubling sign. If the supporting cast steps up, balances the scoring load, and gives Jokic room to breathe, suddenly Serbia looks like a real contender again. Turkey, on the other hand, will enter brimming with confidence. They've dismantled everyone in their path, and unlike Serbia, they've done it with a collective approach. Sengun doesn't need to play superhero, and that makes them incredibly dangerous. So where does this leave us? Serbia has the best player in the world. That alone makes them dangerous. Jokic is capable of bending an entire tournament to his will, as he showed against Latvia. But greatness wins games. Depth wins championships. Turkey has shown what a true team looks like: balanced scoring, discipline, and composure. Serbia, meanwhile, is living and dying with one man's brilliance. The golden opportunity is right there for the taking, but unless Serbia finds another gear, it risks turning into a golden collapse. September 3rd isn't just another group stage matchup, it's the moment of truth. Serbia versus Turkey isn't just Jokic versus Sengun. It's the unstoppable force of individual greatness colliding with the immovable object of team depth. One side will prove its identity, the other may be exposed. The question now is simple: can Serbia rally behind Jokic and rise as a team, or will Turkey show that even the best player alive can't win alone? One thing's for certain, the answer will shock everyone.